What you need to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying?
They send pressure. Mayfield evades. In trouble. Stiff arm. Throws. How did he do it in the first down?
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught. Caught. It's a miracle. It's celebrated. Oh, my goodness. This town is going crazy.
Protected. Another completion. Another short one. Bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and run. Still going.
Welcome everyone to What's the Play. I'm Cory, joined as always by Lucas. Lucas, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing great. Thursday afternoon. Got a nice Thursday night football game. Coming off a very good week 4.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll get into. We'll talk about week 4, how both you and I did, some takeaways from that. And then obviously, as the title of the show says, today, it is Thursday. We will get into Thursday's night game, some plays that we're looking at, and kind of sneak preview the plays that we're looking at for the Sunday coming up. But let's get into it on how week 4 went for you.
About a plus 20 unit week. Had a very good Thursday, good Sunday, good Monday. Yet I feel like I left some on the table. It was a great week, but at the same time, when you have such a good week like that, you think you can do so much more.
Yeah, you walked away with an incredible week. The straights for you were killing it. I walked away doing pretty good myself. Sunday I went 7-2 for almost 6 units, and then Monday game 7 units there on a RJ Harvey garbage TD that really kind of saved it. So good week overall. I'm really happy with how we're starting. Both you and I are starting NFL. I know last year didn't go the way you wanted to personally.
Yep.
So we tried to make some adjustments, and I think those have really panned out this year. So no complaints from me. We got a good slate of games this Sunday coming up, kicked off by Thursday's night games. Tonight's game, the Niners and the Rams. Probably would have been a better game had the Niners team not been so crippled, but we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. So speaking of last week, coming off a 20-unit week, what was maybe your favorite bet, that hit?
Well, I got a few favorites. Actually, it was such a good week, but got a nice little touchdown parlay on Twitter. A lot of people cashed out on that one. My guy, Jay Bookie. We've been gambling friends for a few years now.
Yep.
Jay Bookie hit me up on Saturday night, and we cooked together a nice little touchdown parlay, and that was very cool to cash on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't talked to him in a long time since he joined Gold Boys Discord. So, yeah, good.
Jay Bookie.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So that was a
big guy.
Yep.
Great to hear from him. We cooked up a nice little winner. So we'll try to do it again this Sunday.
It's always good when it's always good when a lotto like that or touchdown parlay hits. Feels a lot better sometimes than the straights, because those can kind of be boring.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Straights were hitting last week, that's for sure.
Yeah, no one
seems the record on the top of my head. All I know is they were hitting.
Yeah, no one seems to get too excited about those, unfortunately. So
not always.
Yeah. So what was maybe your worst bet that you made, or I guess your worst loser?
Probably the fact that I didn't play Darren Waller 2+ touchdowns. I played the ladder for receptions. I didn't do ladder for touchdowns.
Yeah.
2+ touchdowns would have been amazing hit.
Yeah, I
had a very good night thanks to Darren Waller, but man, there's a lot left on the table because I knew that one reception. I did receptions, not touchdowns. Ladders.
One more reception for you would have been.
That would have been a massive swing.
Monster.
It's another plus 10 units if he gets one more reception.
Yep. Monster night. So, I saw some people out there who played his touchdown and 2 touchdowns. Good for them. They're kind of screwing around with money that giving them more or less. We don't have to get into that. But, yeah. Unbelievable call regardless, though. Yeah, I guess I didn't see him getting the touchdowns either, but maybe looking back, maybe that was the smarter play. Less receptions, but try and target him in the end zone. I think you kind of said it best, which is dude didn't come out of retirement to block. So
Well, that's my winner of the week, Darren Waller.
Yep.
One of my
Unbelievable.
favorite players for the last few seasons. Of course, he's got a very public story about his past, and he's been very open about it. I've been a Darren Waller fan for years, and
Yeah.
very happy for him.
Yep. Good hit there. So my favorite play, honestly, out of last week was honestly Chris Godwin over to get a yard in the first quarter. I think you and
That
I
could have
came
been
on.
a
Yeah,
huge
that
play.
was absolute air. You and I came on here on Friday and we talked about that play. I know you had his yards, and I was like, I think they're just going to throw him the ball the first play, and I'm pretty sure it was the first play they threw him on a
Second drive.
Yeah,
They had
second
a
drive.
quick
Sorry,
first
right.
drive, they didn't get him, but
Yeah,
they threw it on. They didn't complete it. They punted.
Yep, that's right.
Just blocked that
So,
punt back for a touchdown, and they got the ball right back.
Yep.
Very easy cash either way.
Yeah, that was it. It was kind of like the Jordan Addison thing last week or the same week, where coming back first game back, they're going to try and get him involved, get him going early, and that's exactly what happened with Godwin. So that was probably my favorite cash of the week. The one I disliked, or I guess I didn't have. I mean, I only lost two plays last week, so a little to choose from, which is a good thing in this case. But the one the one I was most disappointed in was Scadaboo over receiving yards. I thought he finished with 11. His line was 18.5. I thought I got a really good line there. It's just with Dart in, I thought he might try to dump it down more, but he ended up just running for the first downs rather than kind of dropping it off. So it's whatever happens. Not too upset about it. So what are you going to do? We'll see. Obviously, they got the win against a really good Chargers team. So that was, kind of what they were expecting to put Dart in. So good for them. Let's get into some winners and losers of last week. Who was a winner last week for you?
Darren Waller is my number one winner. Come out of retirement, scored 2 touchdowns on Monday night. How about that?
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, great story, really.
Yeah.
Coming out of retirement and then first game back, you kind of wondered if he might, be kind of slower or how that was going to work out. But no, he got right in there and did exactly what they really needed him to do. So, what about a loser of the week?
It's got to be the Ravens.
Yeah, 1-3 now.
1-3. They're looking at 1-5 if they don't win this week. The season's really on the line this Sunday because they got the Rams next week.
Yep,
Lamar's going to be out
possibly
at least a few games.
Lamar's questionable at this point. It kind of seems up in the air because they said he's out 2 to 3 weeks, and then I saw yesterday that he's going to try and give it a go. So
I don't think so. I think he's going to be out 2 or 3 games.
Okay, so yeah,
Ravens season's on the line. They're 1-3, looking at 1-5.
Yeah,
on Sunday.
Man, they're in a really, really tough spot for them, and it's not like they're a bad team. You got to look at the teams they've played. They've played good teams. So
Buffalo and Kansas City.
Yeah, you can't sit here and shit on them that bad. It's just it is what it is at this point. Yeah, I don't know if they staring down 1-5. Obviously, they're not going to win the division and get a home game.
Still technically could run the table.
Yeah, their defense is a lot worse than I think.
Other contender right now.
Yeah, their
Unless
defense.
Cincinnati trades for Jameis or whoever.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. Their defense is a lot worse than I think both you or I thought it was going to be. And like you just mentioned, trading for Jameson, is that something that they maybe need to do? Some other possible thoughts too, speaking of trades, is, what do the Giants do now that Malik Neighbors went down? I was actually talking about this with someone else. I thought maybe a good possible trade would be the 49ers. They had Bosa go down 2 weeks ago. Do they try and get, say, a Thibodeau from them, but they give them Brandon Ayuk? Probably going to have to also give some pick or two in there. That might be a good trade for them. Obviously, Hill went down with a really, really nasty injury that all of us saw. He's, from what I've seen, from a lot of smarter people than me, he's out maybe 2 years, 18 months minimum with that. He had surgery the next day, which was good news for him. It means the vein or the artery wasn't really compromised. But the problem is you don't really know about the nerve. So he still may not be the same, and you're not going to know that for roughly 8 months when he can maybe stand again, swelling goes down. Then he has to get reconstructive surgery. I don't know. His career could be over. Which would really suck for such a great player.
I think he might be 32 right now, so not very good to say the least.
Do you think with that injury that the Dolphins are going to try and blow it up at this point?
I think they probably were before that injury, but they're 1-3. They can still technically go on a run. It's not over just yet. The schedule's not very difficult. They can easily beat Carolina this week. They got some easy games coming up.
Yeah.
So their season's definitely not over from that standpoint.
The other thing, though, too, again, going back to the Giants, if you're already kind of planning on blowing it up, don't you think maybe the move is the Dolphins are calling the Giants saying, "Hey, you want Waddle? Well, we want picks." So the only problem is the Giants really aren't in the position to be giving a lot of picks away either, because they kind of need to not rebuild, but they still have a lot of work to do themselves. So I don't know. That's kind of why I was leaning more towards that 49ers thing. So maybe they do that to the Niners, where the Niners are a lot closer. So there's that three-way trade. I don't know. Obviously, that'll all kind of work itself out. But I'll go with my winner and loser. I think my winner of the week was, I kind of was in between either the Giants, because that was a really good win for them at home. They hadn't won a game yet. It was against a good Chargers team. But I think I'm going to have to go with the Lions. There was a lot of people kind of pulling back and doubting them after they had that was it week 1 loss, I believe, right? Yeah. Week 1 loss against the Packers, right? People were like, wow, maybe the Lions aren't as good as we thought. They're not, they lost Aaron Glenn, they lost Ben Johnson. We knew they'd struggle, but maybe they're a lot worse than we thought. People were kind of doubting maybe if they were going to make the Super Bowl or even the playoffs type of thing. And, all they've done up to that point now is rattle off 3 wins. So, and they go, they're at home, and in comes the Browns defense, which is really, really good. Probably, top 3, top 5 at least in the league, and they hang 34 on them. So good for the Lions. I think that really they really needed that. So they're my winner of the week. My loser of the week, since you said the Ravens, I won't say them. Man, I think I have to go with the Bengals. They're just so bad. I don't know where they go from where they are at this point, getting blown out by Denver, in a primetime slot. I don't even know. Do we know when, Burrow's supposed to be back?
Next year.
Yeah. So
3 months minimum, so I can't imagine they're going to rush him back.
Yeah.
The way things are looking now.
Yeah, and
we'll see next year.
Now a lot of questions about why'd you spend all that money on Burrow and Chase? Your defense still sucks. I don't know. They're in a really bad spot, in my opinion. You can't blow it up, so you got to somehow get that defense better. And you mentioned Winston. Man, they kind of seem like a guy or a team that should trade for Winston if they think there's anything left. Yeah, if there's anything.
Do something.
Yeah, they can't be. You just can't be running out Browning. That's not gonna work.
Well, it's that simple.
No,
make a trade.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, my other kind of loser there was the 49ers. That the team. It's week 4 and half the team's crippled. They have the worst injury problem of any team in the league, and how they haven't fired their strength and conditioning staff up to this point is pretty surprising. So I don't know. We'll see. With them being a loser of the week, obviously Purdy's out or has been listed out again, and they mentioned that his injury was worse than they thought, or than they led on last week, and that's why they played him. But now his injury is worse. So congratulations, 49ers, you fucking idiots. They're also going in without Juwan Jennings and who's the other guy that just got ruled out? Sorry. Pearsall. Thank you. So, backup QB, you got your line is your defensive line is that without your best guy, Bosa. You're without two of your only decent receivers. Ayuk is still out. That offensive line is in tatters. What do you think about this game?
We'll talk about that Lions game a little bit more tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a game for props.
Yeah. Given that there's only this game, the one game on, obviously we're all going to be tuned in. The line is ballooned up to 8.5. I think it was 7 or 7.5 on some books, but now obviously with those three guys being officially ruled out, the line's
it was 3.5 before last Sunday.
It was. You're right. I forgot about that. I did forget about that. It was 3.5. So it's absolutely ballooned up.
The injury news came out with Purdy and receivers.
Yep.
Mostly Purdy there, but
what do you? I guess going into this game, what's your thoughts? I mean, I think both you and I are in the same thought. The Rams are going to win this game, but how do you think this game's going to play out?
I do like Mac Jones. I don't think that's a major drop off from Brock Purdy. I think Mac Jones is a very viable backup.
Yep.
I think that they can cover that 8.5. The line might even move a couple more points, another 1.5 before kickoff. It's 9.5.
Obviously,
I think the 49ers can definitely hang around. Short week, divisional game. I think the real play is the under 43.5, and that was 45.5. I think it might have been yesterday even.
Yeah.
Totals dropped a little bit, of course.
Yeah, I
think the real play is the under.
I agree with
Rams money line, of course, but
right. I agree. I think Mac Jones is when you're talking about backups, he's very capable, very good QB, maybe one of the better backups in the league, really. It's just the only thing that gives me pause is just how much else is gone from the team.
Yeah.
It'd be different if Kittle was there.
It would be different if they had everybody else.
Yeah. I'd be like, and this line was there, I would be hammering for the 49ers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Of course, if that was the case, this line wouldn't be there either. But
obviously, it wouldn't be the 8.5, but
yeah, right. I don't know. I just think there's too much missing. I thought I saw that last week. That's why Mac Jones didn't play. He was injured too. So I don't know if that's, I don't know what his injury was, but it seems like they probably made the wrong decision there playing Purdy if he was more injured than they thought, I guess. So
seems like it.
Yep. And now you have
the guy. Try to save Purdy for this game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought they were going to do, and they in fact did not do that.
I'm sure they regret that now.
Yep. With that being said, obviously there's still some plays out there to be made. I know there's a receiver out of this game that you're on, and he's right there, and his line has ballooned up quite a bit.
I figured that'd be a popular play. I know you bet him in a different angle. You bet him first quarter. I bet the full game line. Mm-hmm. Marcus Robinson. You got the revenge angle, which I would have sprinkled on the touchdown anyways. The little narrative there, return to LA.
Mm-hmm.
But number 2, 49ers are almost out of players on offense. The fact that Christian McCaffrey is the healthiest player on their offense, you would have never guessed that a year ago.
That's saying
everybody
something.
but McCaffrey right now is dealing with something. So the 49ers are just about out of players. They got Bourne, Robinson, Tonjes, McCaffrey. They're a little big 4 tonight.
Yeah.
So really you can pick any of those first three guys. Obviously McCaffrey's like 120.5 total yards. McCaffrey's the easy pick, but between Robinson, Bourne, and Tonjes, somebody's going to have a pretty big night compared to whatever the line says. I think that's Robinson yards. I actually have 2 plays in this for 49ers offense. Took Tonjes receptions and Robinson yards. I mean, even a use check might get a little wheel route.
Yeah, I was just about
30
to say
yards in a wheel.
use check seems like a play there too, to be
Use check
honest.
could be a little sneaky
Although
play
he's not
there.
gonna, if you're gonna play use check, don't play him now. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. He's not gonna get the ball in the first quarter. It'll probably be sometime in the second, maybe even third, and you'll probably get him for like 5 yards if you live bet him.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look back at the 2 games that Mac Jones played if he targeted him, how much he targeted him. But even then, if I get like 3 to 5 yards for receiving, give me that all day. So I know Purdy likes to hit him out of the backfield, but yeah, they just don't have a lot of weapons that they can go to. And, you know, it's
We don't have
almost
Sky Moore props. I'm sure not going to bet on Sky Moore, but they're just about out of options on a short week divisional game.
yeah. I don't, you know,
This
there's
is a
not
perfect example. We really don't need Thursday night football, and if we do, it should be a team coming off a bye week.
Yes. Yeah. It should
3
almost
days
be
of rest is pretty
mandatory.
crazy when you think about it. 6 days rest is barely enough for a lot of these players, but 3 days rest shouldn't even be a thing, if you ask me. But of course, we're going to be watching and betting on the game, so we get Thursday night football every week.
Yep. Another guy up here that got a little bit of a revenge factor who's on the screen here, Devontae Adams. I know he's kind of on. You've kind of circled him as well.
Yeah. So Devontae's from the Bay Area. He had a few teams he was interested in. I assume he wanted to go to the 49ers. Hindsight there, and 49ers didn't give him nearly the contract that the Rams offered. I think he had his pick. I think he would have been a 49er, but he knew his worth, and the Rams gave him plenty more money.
Well, given where the 49ers are at with injuries, I'm wondering if they're, saying shit on that, which I'm sure they are. But, that I think you posted that that picture actually that where they had said something that they don't want to pay a retail price for wholesale. And he said, well, I'm not a whole player.
Yeah. But that was the quote. So
yeah. I butchered the quote.
A lot more money than whatever 49ers did.
Yeah. I butchered
and imagine if he had his pick, he'd be a 49er, but not the way it worked out for him.
Yeah. I want to slide back that DeMarcus Robinson thing just real quick. So you mentioned it. I've been kind of doing those first quarter props, and you get in there too. I just really liked, given that there's not a whole lot of guys to go to. Actually, I don't even think it really shows here, other than they don't have him straight up. Yeah, they don't. So actually, if you're going to play his first quarter props, you're going to have to go. There's the Your Way tab, and you would go in there, and you could play him for literally just a yard, and it was 130. Obviously, if you don't have Your Way, you can go to DraftKings, which is actually where I played him anyways, because the odds were better. And you go to receiving props, and then kind of scroll down to the bottom there. It's newer. It's new for this year that they have first quarter stuff, and you can get them for just a yard for 100 or plus 133. So I thought that was a really good steal. The other one I almost played was Kyren Williams, because I was looking at props.cash, and out of the 4 games this year in the first quarter, he's had 3 yards, 0 yards, 8 and 5. And you could get him for plus 177 for just a yard on FanDuel using the Your Way thing. So I decided to stay away from that, and I ended up putting that into a lotto instead, rather than maybe kind of overexpose myself on what maybe potentially could be a crappy Thursday game. So I know
I think it'd be a decent enough game. I think the 49ers can hang around for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really, that first quarter to me is going to probably tell me how the game's going to go. If they can't move the ball much, it's probably going to get away from them.
Yeah,
I'm just worried that their line, they already give up.
With that, it could be a good live betting spot for unders.
Yeah, it is.
Under.
Yeah.
Because it is a short week. You don't want to necessarily give McCaffrey 25 touches if you don't have to.
No.
Even 20 touches. I mean, if the game is clearly out of hand, that's the guy you got to not give too much work in a short week. McCaffrey's the only healthy guy on the offense. You got to keep McCaffrey healthy.
Yes. if the game starts to get away from the 49ers, man, the under on McCaffrey, I don't care
under,
what
yeah.
it is. Receiving, rushing, both of them.
Yeah.
You're going to want to play one of them at least. Whatever he's done the most of at that point. So you need to pay attention to the game. If he's rushed more times, play the under, because he's not, they're not, like Lucas said, they're not going to overutilize him. That would just be
They don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a chance to win, but
yeah.
odds are very much against them.
If the game's essentially getting out of hand, they're kind of down 14 or something like that, they're probably just gonna throttle back. So I don't hate that. Why ruin him on a game that
I'm thinking about a McCaffrey under, but I might just wait till a live opportunity.
Yep. Speaking of TD props, I know you had the Demarcus Robinson spot. Is there anyone else here that you're kind of really thinking gets one?
I was hoping we might work a little something for a boost, because I like Devontae anytime. Obviously, Demarcus Robinson's much more of a long shot than Devontae.
Yeah.
Plus 110.
Wait, is this the wrong? Oh yeah, that was last. I was like, shit.
Devontae anytime, plus 110.
Yeah.
It should not be plus money at this point.
No.
It should be a little bit. Well, I don't know if I want to parlay Devontae and DeMarcus.
It's an option.
Kyron, but because I did play DeMarcus straight, I got him like plus 450 or something earlier in the week, which I like as a straight long shot.
If the game really
I
gets
can take one touchdown in this game, it's Devontae.
Yeah. If the game kind of gets out of hand, Blake Corum, another
live betting spot.
Corum. That's going to be a live betting spot, garbage time TD type situation where Blake might get a garbage TD, much like RJ did on Monday's game. So, this very easily could balloon up to one of these two numbers, plus 1,600 type sort of thing. So
maybe in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be the second half. I wouldn't bet it any time unless it's I'm looking at the fourth quarter and the game's pretty much done. Kind of like how we saw with the Broncos game. So
yeah.
The other person I was kind of looking at a touchdown, honestly, was
okay. I mean, that's another one of the guys that are healthy right now.
He's got to play, and
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
He played with Patrick Mahomes, so I'm not saying he's good by any stretch of the means. That guy drops the ball more than fucking anyone alive. Maybe he's cured it. I don't know. It's just
might get a chance on a deep ball.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Deep ball for him.
He might just grab a deep ball type sort of situation. They're inside their 50. They take a shot and he broke free. I don't know. I don't even know if plus 1,100 is the best odds there, but
maybe not.
There's
Sky Moore. I'm sure not betting Sky Moore.
I might sprinkle on Valdez, to be honest.
Jarquez Hunter, if it's really a blowout for the Rams.
Who?
I don't know if he's going to be active. Jarquez Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
2,200.
Yeah.
That's if it's really going to be a blowout.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad if he gets one. Use checks, I kind of find interesting too. They might do some type, like when they get down near the red zone where they sneak him out of the backfield on some wheel route. I could kind of see that, but that's kind of more of a long shot type situation. So I don't know. I'm kind of with you though. I think Devontae is probably going to grab a TD. He would be my favorite for the game. There's probably some better odds out there.
Yeah,
I'm just a live bet spot person. The game will start and, his odds will go up probably 30 points right away. So we'll see. I guess, that kind of covers tonight's game. Is there any good, things that you're looking forward to for the rest of the week for the Sunday games, or maybe what's a game you're kind of excited to watch?
It's honestly not the best slate ever on Sunday.
No.
It's honestly not very many exciting games, especially in that 1 o'clock window. I mean, Bucks and Seahawks might be the best game of the week on Sunday. That'd be a good one. Chargers, Commanders. Other than that, there's really not that many exciting games, especially
Really,
that
they're
early
kind
window.
there just seems to be a lot of chances for some blowout games. I mean, even Monday's
Could
game,
be
which,
this week.
yeah, Monday I think is the Jaguars and the Chiefs, could be a blowout. You got the Lions and the Bengals here. I just pulled it up.
I
Titans,
actually do like that game quite a bit for props. There's a lot to like for
yes,
the Lions.
yeah. My God, just like you hit, was it week 1 or
We'll just
2?
bet anyone on the Lions.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jesus. Bills,
so
Pats.
that's my
I
game of
don't
the week
know.
betting wise. Lions and Bengals. Even though the score probably will not be close.
No.
I
Raiders,
don't know how the
Colts.
Bengals keep it within single digits.
Well, not with Dan Campbell at the helm. He'll just he don't care. He'll fucking murder him. That guy's
But there you
go. One game I kind of like too. Giants Saints. I think that's going to be a good game for props. I think they're gonna.
I should do have one prop in that game. I'm sure you can find value. I do have one prop in that game. I'm sure you can find some value in that game.
Yeah, I just think it's a good opportunity to kind of let Jackson Dart go, given how bad the Saints are. Get him more comfortable throwing the ball. Good, and especially now that they're thinner at receiver, I think you're gonna see some shots to try and figure out, all right, who's the next guy? Like, what do we have? Type of situation. I know you and I both already have a bet locked in for that. The Dublin game, Vikings Browns. They've already declared that they're going to start Dylan Gabriel. Sorry, about said it backwards. Boy, what a hell of a game to get your start going on the road international against Brian Flores defense.
It's a decision. I don't know if I agree with it or not. I feel like they would have been better off giving the next 2 games to Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Vikings in London this week, and then you got the short week. You got that long international flight, then play Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Would have made a little bit more sense. Granted, Joe Flacco was pretty terrible this season, but kind of figured might be a better chance to give Dylan Gabriel his first start. But I mean, why not? You're 1-3. Your season's technically not over yet. You got a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not try it? I just don't think it's gonna result that well this week for the Browns. But why not? You have nothing to lose at this point for the Browns.
Why not? He says.
I mean, you got nothing to lose, whether he's good or bad. Dylan Gabriel this week. Man, I mean, if he's bad, maybe you do have a lot to lose because you got that Shador talk. But
right, his passing yards. I was kind of waiting for this to come out, and I had yesterday it wasn't up, but today it's up. I see on FanDuel, and it's 181 on FanDuel. Man, I don't even know if he goes over that, to be honest.
I mean, I'll play the under. I wouldn't play over.
No, yeah.
His rushing yards.
That's exactly what I was looking.
His rushing yards are, I think, are 14.5. Because he can run, he could take off and catch that 14.5 rushing yards.
Yep, that's actually kind of the thing I was thinking more he might do is under, and you could do
under pass and over rushing.
Yes, yeah, exactly, exact thing I was thinking.
Could even your way that get a little bit better numbers if you like, but
yeah,
I think that would be the play. Which we saw the same thing last week with Jackson Dart, under pass and over rushing. I think JJ McCarthy too. I think maybe both his games he played under pass and over rushing. So the theme there with these quarterbacks in their first couple starts.
Yeah, so you can, using your way, you could get it up to, say, 200 yards. I don't think he gets 200 yards passing at all. And then if you go change it to rushing, you go Dylan Gabriel. Oh, actually, you can't your way his yards. Interesting. His rushing. Maybe that'll not yet. Maybe that'll change. We'll see. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow as we both, you and I, kind of dig more into some of these other games. So interesting spots. Not a great slate, to be honest. So you're right. Just a lot of potential for
not really, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'll probably take it a little
cash it anyways.
Yeah. Normally on these kind of bad games, unless there's a good spot, I kind of take it lighter. We'll see. But other than that, I think that's kind of all we got for the Thursday show. We try to keep it small and light, mostly focused on the game ahead, which again we kind of dissected. So just to kind of recap, both you and I are on Demarcus Robinson. You're on his receiving yards. I'm on his first quarter receiving yards, which again you can play on DraftKings or FanDuel. For TDs, we both like Devontae Adams. Could probably grab him live, and I think you also like Devontae Adams yards, right? Yep. So there's a 50% boost, obviously, for today. I'm personally going to probably try and use mine live. We'll see kind of how the game's going. I was already kind of targeting McCaffrey's under in some fashion, but my only other spot that I was thinking about is if Kyren Williams doesn't get a passing, any receiving yards in the first quarter, that line will drop, and that's probably who I'm going to try and target, because I just think he's been going over the line right now, and it's pretty low, but which is telling. I just think that we can probably snipe a better one. So that's all from me. You got anything else you want to add in?
I don't think so. Get back to it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the college and rest of the NFL show. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that, cooking up dope in the crock pot, we came from nothing to something, nigga, I don't try nobody.